I've been living in this house for about 9 months now, and despite the burglary back in February, I think things are starting to look the way I want, so I decided it's time to do a house tour. Over here we have a very fabulous 80s vintage, actually from the 80s, suit jacket that my grandmother gave me, and I'm in the process of altering it, but you know, I have a million things to do, so who knows when I'll get around to that. Actually, this mannequin, I found it on the side of the road, so it's falling apart, and I'm putting it back together and putting a new cover on it. This fabric I just really liked, it gives me Rugrats vibes. And I've actually replaced the stand with one of those things that holds pull umbrellas up with. Seems to do the job. It's pretty sturdy, yeah. This was a t-shirt that I just found in a discount bin, and it was huge and it didn't look good on me. I couldn't really alter it in any way to make it fit me because this print was so big. It's about A4 size. So I decided, I'll just put it on some cardboard, mount it onto the wall. I will frame it properly one day because, as you can see, the edges are starting to warp around, so it'll do for now. Here's my lovely Australian themed bedspread. It's funny, when I detransitioned, I suddenly didn't like my bedspread. I didn't want anything that reminded me of my past. And here we have Poppy, the Slowpoke. I bloody love Slowpokes, and I hadn't even thought about Pokemon in so long. And then all of a sudden I got nostalgic. I bought Pokemon Sun. I bought a Nintendo DS just to play it, and well, a lot's changed since I was a child. So they had all these new Pokemon. The starter Pokemon were some bullshit I'd never heard of. So the first recognizable original 150 Pokemon that I recognized in the game was a Slowpoke. She was the first one I caught, and I love her, so we have that too. We shared an experience together. Up here we have a HAL 9000 replica. Apparently it is the exact same dimensions as the one in the film. And the instructions say that you should paint this part one shade of silver and this one another shade. It's already fucking grey, I don't give a shit. Looks good enough. So I didn't really have to do too much. I just added these little decals on the side, which was so hard. I painted this area, which is a nice sort of wood grain look. And then put that decal up there. Although unfortunately, on this side, some acetone splashed onto the edge, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. Over here is my janky as hell lighting setup. So that was an old lighting stand for an actual light, but the replacement bits, the globe and the part that holds it, replacing it would have been about the same price as just buying a new one, so I have bought some new ones, and that's what I film with. This is what I just use for taking selfies and what have you. And this is probably a very unusual display for an adult woman's chest of drawers, but look, it's me. So, you got some flowers. This is a watch stand. My mother is currently replacing the batteries in all the watches. I found it on Buy Nothing. I don't know if that's an international thing, but it's just people in your neighborhood getting rid of free shit. So, yes, there's a bunch of cool watches that should be there. And I have an addiction to Hot Wheels. I just keep buying more and more, and they're everywhere. You'll find them throughout my house. But I think this one's the freaking best. Hang on. Oh yeah. I also love this little station wagon, the Sakura, the cherry blossoms on the side there, beautiful. I think it is a Datsun. And Mewtwo, again, I just went through a huge Pokemon nostalgic phase recently, and this is cool as hell. I wish they did more in that range. They didn't have too many. Would have loved a Kadabra or an Alakazam. And this is what I found on Gumtree. When I moved in, my friend I was supposed to meet her and then we were going to go and pick up this chest of drawers. But, well, my other friend who was helping me move the rest of my furniture, we got into a slight car accident. He rear-ended someone and just had a lights. So that threw the whole plan out of sync. So, yeah, she went and picked that up for me, so I thank her for that. And these little stickers I just added on, which ironically I added on because my bedspread at the time had that print, but oh well, I still think it looks cool. In here we have many sunglasses, some headbands, bracelets. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I do wear earrings, but yeah, for the most part, I just don't even think about jewelry. My mum is a huge fan of jewelry, but yeah, it's not for me. It gets in the way when you're working on things. I'm very much I'm a crafter. I'm sewing, I'm working on cars. I don't want shit on my hands. I got a heap of belts. I freaking hate wearing bras. Did not miss that at all. Lots of hats, scarves. I love bandanas. Wear them all the time. Easy way to add a bit of a vintage look. And these trousers are actually ones that belonged to Connor. I still wear them. They still fit me. And damn, these ones are warm and comfortable as hell. Wear those to work all the time. And over here, my bedside table. This is just a cute little cheap Bluetooth speaker that I got on eBay. And it speaks in Chinese at me, so I don't know what it's saying, but it seems to work. And also, I love green and gold. Those are my colors, if you can't tell by my car, who we'll meet in a minute. Here is a little orca, and I'm currently writing a novel called As Above, So Below, which is about an orca, the matriarch of a pod, and she is abducted by, from her perspective, what she thinks of as aliens that exist deep under the ocean. And it won't be as bullshit as Abyss, that ending. I have mixed feelings about James Cameron, but that's neither here nor there. So my main character, her name is Merriwell, but I don't call this one Merriwell because I think that's a boy. Pretty sure that's a boy there, but I don't know. Cetacean specialists, correct me if I'm wrong. I see some blue blocking glasses. I swear by these. I thought my sleep was pretty good when I adjusted my diet and all of that. But no, when I started using blue blockers, I was asleep in about 20 minutes. I used to think it was normal to take 40, 45 minutes to fall asleep. An hour, 2 hours sometimes. No. Blue blocking glasses, that's what I was missing. And down here, that's just what I... Oh, actually, this thing here and this thing there, those are book stands and a laptop stand, and I used to use those all the time because I had chronic fatigue syndrome, I was bedbound. So if I was able to do any kind of work or reading or anything, I'd have to do it in bed, because sitting up, the act of sitting up was just too exhausting. I could think, or I could sit up. I can't do both. So I've definitely come a long way since then. Over here we have some beautiful tarot cards, and this one is the Angelarium, which is, these are oracle cards, so they're kind of different concepts. This is a little bit more open to interpretation, and this has more specific meanings assigned to each card. Why do I have these? Well, I am not traditionally spiritual, but I have found that human beings are, by their nature, believers. They need some kind of fantasy. They need some kind of something to believe in, I suppose. And they also like rituals. So I'm trying to do this with one hand, apologize. Primarily, I think this art is beautiful, but I think psychologically it's a great meditation tool. You can kind of hack your brain. I'll just, hang on, that's probably easier to do it like that. Yeah. I just think it's so dope. And yeah, I won't open those, it's a bit more fiddly, but yeah, I think it's so important to just meditate and indulge in this, what the shamans call non-ordinary reality. And, well, I could do a whole video on that, but yeah, give it a go. Have your own little rituals and practices. Mentally, it fulfills something so primal. And we'll go out to the garden, or my pathetic excuse for a garden. So my landlord's finally put a security screen here, so I can feel a little more relaxed. Oh, there's a giant weed there, I didn't pull that up. This is just some astroturf. This whole area was just some depressing concrete, and there was nothing else, so yeah, I put some astroturf here, I put these stones here to hold the astroturf down. This was just a pallet, this border, and there's two others there. And yeah, I just made a little border. I haven't got enough rocks to fill this area. Maybe I should just make the whole area smaller, I don't know. But I've never had a garden before, don't have a green thumb in any way. So, it's mostly cactuses. And the lawn is creeping through from the other side. Ignore that. Oh, and there's aloe vera. That aloe vera there has been going strong for about a year now. It is a trooper. It doesn't complain. Oh, and then these ones here. They're just weeds that were growing here, so I thought I'll try and plant them, and they're doing okay, although it's been raining a lot and they don't seem to like that. Oh, and there's a little, another plant my mother gave me. Oh yes, and I didn't show you the wardrobe. Yep, there's, my underwear was stolen, so I've got some more underwear now, woo! Got some, I actually do occasionally use the hot rollers if I'm going for my more vintage looks, otherwise my hair is just incredibly curly. Anyway, which it wasn't before I detransitioned. I had wavy hair, and I remember once getting to an argument with a boy at uni, and he said, "Oh no, your hair's not curly, it's wavy." I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Well, now I know it's definitely curly as hell. So yeah, this is a shoe rack, but I use it to store all my t-shirts, which are in fact arranged in the correct color wheel color order. Same with all my other garments. And down here, I mostly just wear flat boots. I do have some heels, but I never get an opportunity to wear them. I do a lot of walking and cycling, so I have to be practical, sadly. And up here, lots of handbags. Not big into handbags. Again, something my mother really loved, and I can wear the same. I can carry the same one over and over again. Fucking love this leather jacket. It is just the coolest. Well, you know when you find something that just completes you. It's just that is so me. This badass '80s biker jacket. Oh, and there's also, I haven't had an opportunity to wear this one this winter because Australia hardly has a winter. Today, it's raining, but it's humid as hell. But yeah, this fur coat, that was my mother's, that doesn't fit her anymore, so she gave it to me. Hell yeah. More shoes. Yeah, I haven't gotten to wear those green velvet ones. These are freaking groovy. I mostly just go to work and buy groceries. I do go out socializing sometimes, but not enough to... here is the laundry, in case you're curious. Just this incredibly compact little space here. I think it's quite cute, actually. I name all my machines, and this is Matilda, and she is also Swedish. I love Swedish machines. Swedish engineering, perfection. Little laundry bins, or baskets, if you will. Little bamboo storage unit, which sits perfectly above that washing machine. That was from Target. Little bunny plush. I felt very nostalgic because my rabbit had died, so there he is. He just lives up there. Not much to show in the bathroom, but green towels. I'll always have green everything if I can help it. Could use less shower space. This is huge to the point that I can't put this makeup storage anywhere else but in front of the door. And fake plants there, but you know, you gotta add a little bit of green where you can. And this is my red light therapy tool. I'm all into the ancestral living and replicating how our ancestors would have lived. So red light is also really good for circadian rhythms. I sleep so well now. And I guess I don't really need it so much because I start work I cycle to work at about 6:30 in the morning, so I'm looking at the sunrise anyway. Here is my favourite room in the whole house, the garage. Never had a garage before, and of course I had to make it super cute and very me. But this is Ivy's bedroom. Here's a new decals. Well, I put the gold stripes on a little while ago, but recently my aforementioned friend Steph, who picked up the chest of drawers in my bedroom, she has a cricket machine, so she made those little Swedish crowns. I'm going for this kind of World War II fighter jet kind of look for her. I'm also making some canvas seat covers. But poor thing right now, she's not operational because we think the immobilizer, there's a wiring issue, so the fob works. She locks and unlocks, but the engine will not start. There she is, my love. And that L plate, I want to get rid of it so bad. We can do it. We'll get through this by the end of the year, I'm sure. There's a little, I think it was a Discovery Kids engine there I built myself. It was quite fun. And is it plugged in? No. There's a bit broken in it though, so it makes a clicking noise. Little Lincoln Continental I found at an op shop. Actually buying clothes for work, but then I found this and I just thought, well, hell yeah, I will get that actually. And can I lift it up? Yes. So this is the best part here in the back. Double bars. So I actually want to customize this to look like The Car in the 1977 movie The Car. My friend Steph also bought me that for my birthday. It's like a bandana thing, but I thought, you know what? I quite like it up there. I've just used these bricks, actually fit in my bricks. I put them backwards, hooked them up in that little metal thing there. And yeah, does the job. So here's a little picture box I made myself. All my favourite cars in there. I need to customize the truck to look like the Semi from Knight Rider, but you know, I have a million other hobbies, so... And these came from a box that my die-cast Saabs came in, so I thought that's actually pretty groovy. I'll cut out some squares or rectangles in a white card, put it behind that. There you go. Very professional looking. This is all my car stuff. I mostly just do detailing these days. Ivy goes to the garage to be repaired, she comes home, and I have to wash her again. I enjoy detailing, I've got all the detailing stuff there. Also, this shelving unit was found on the side of the road. Oh, I didn't mention before, the bedside table, found that on the side of the road. This workbench, it was a desk on the side of the road. I just stapled some cardboard there so that, you know, I've got a clean surface to work on. My mate Stewie, he works on Saab, so he's giving me some nice new chrome handles for Ivy and a proper shifter with a blessed 5th reverse gate sleeve. Beautiful, plastic, functional. Can't wait to put that in, although that's probably a bit beyond my skills, so I might get my mechanic to do that. These shoes, some DKNYs, they're really cool, but when I washed them, the white vinyl just peeled off, so I've been sanding that back slowly, and then I'll paint it. That chest of drawers there was my mother's, and that's just got all my sewing stuff in, and that's all my paints and tools and what have you. That wardrobe is all my costumes. What else? Oh yeah, and again, I just got to have little fake plants everywhere. And here is the main living area. You might have seen this dress in my other videos, and this was what I made at WAPA, the West Australian Academy of Performing Arts. It was my second year period costume assignment, so I made the corset and everything else, the undergarments, everything. And I wore that to my 21st birthday. It was a masquerade ball. That was a good time. That's probably one of the final times my family was all actually together. And it's based on Rachel McAdams' costume as Irene Adler in the Sherlock Holmes film, which I think came out in 2009. There's a train in the background. I'm right near there. Sometimes you get these freight trains and they come through and they're just so long that you're sitting there and I'm recording and I'm just waiting for it to pass, and it can take 2 minutes. They're that long. 2 minutes long. A train going full speed is 2 minutes long. Horrifying. So here's my bookcase, which I fill with all my favorite things. Yes, I have more Christine merchandise here. I've got the poster there, and then my American dad, Jeff. He was a viewer, and we became real close friends. He's kind of adopted me, so yeah, he got me the Stephen King book and the die cast, which is very beautiful. Love it. My friend Simon got me this Rachel pop vinyl, and I'm going to make a Rachel costume at some point, so look forward to that. Crystal Skull vodka. Simon also got that for me. I'm not much of a drinker, especially not anymore. Since I got sick, but yeah, just filled that with water and some crystals. So that's fine. A lot of kids come over and they want to play with it. I'm just like, ha ha ha! No, do not touch that. They will smash that, and it's very heavy. And I just like having an eclectic mix of things. So this was found at an op shop. It came from India. Little bronze. I think it's like an oil lamp. And this is a student's microscope thing. Got an old cassette player. I recently bought these Simpsons figurines, which I had as a child from Red Rooster. They're really well made, and I'm just very nostalgic for the Simpsons lately. I've been watching it from the beginning. RoboCop, I do a podcast called 60 Seconds to Comply, and we review the movie 1 minute per episode. 1 minute of the film per episode, which you might be talking for, an hour. This globe, my movie nights friends bought that for me. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. A little Bane figurine that I painted myself. Bane's just a character he's very motivational. He's very inspiring. Steph bought me that little octopus. It's like a sauce plate thing. It's really cool. Up here is Ozymandias. I normally don't buy these more high-end statues, but I love Watchmen, and Ozymandias is just such a compelling character. I don't say I relate to him or anything, no. But I just think visually he's very striking, and he's a very compelling, complex character. He was one of the first characters that introduced me to a higher level of writing, more sophistication than I was used to as a teenager. Some candles there. This was a book my parents bought me. I needed it for Whopper. It's by David Downton. It's a collection of all illustrators, fashion illustrators, I should say specifically. Twin Peaks. I love Twin Peaks. Those books are great. They're kind of difficult to get into, but yes, and quite inspiring for one of my own writing projects. I have too many, but Peter Pan, Frankenstein, Alien. David's drawings, that gorgeous. All the art that Dane Hallett and there's another artist, but this is the concept art they did for what David, the android in Alien Covenant, would have been making. Steph bought me this lady's cutting book. It's hilarious. The guy who wrote it has a great sense of humor, and just the way he writes is so good. We have Kit, of course. This was my 21st birthday present. It's a Swarovski Jaguar, which thankfully the meth head who broke into my house didn't realize the value of it. These are very rare. And I do seem to have certain animals I really connect with. So there's the octopus, you've seen that around my house, orca, and the Jaguar. Another collection of my favorite cars. Car is my absolute favorite. I'm gonna make him one day. I'm gonna find an old Trans Am. I'm gonna make an EV version. That's the dream, and hopefully I get into my automotive electrical course. So we've got the Hachiroku, the 86 from Initial D. This is a Nissan 350Z. I really went through a JDM phase as a kid. So yeah, my absolute favorite car as a kid was the 350Z, and maybe I'll have one day. They look like a lot of fun. It's a Pontiac. I love a Pontiac. Can't go wrong with a Pontiac. I don't know if no, that doesn't, but the hood doesn't open, but the doors do. And a Studebaker. I love Studebakers, and that's another one that one day I would like to own.
Here's a little statue of Pagan Min. My brother got that when he ordered the Far Cry game. I've still not played it, but I love Troy Baker and I met him, and he's just got this beautiful energy about him. He's a really fascinating guy. I'd love to actually just sit down and have a talk with him. This is a plate I got at a swap meet. No idea what it's about. It is actually from Greece. I like to imagine different stories about these dudes, what they're up to. I painted this myself, this octopus. It's a schleich. So they do really good little animal figurines, but I painted in these more unnatural colours to suit the colour scheme here. Another little op shop find. Monster High. Love Monster High. It was just everything I love. Fashion, monsters, together, awesome. And I think I've mentioned before, Dr. Travian is this story I've been working on. And I've come back to it. I've been working for about 10 years. I was inspired by these dolls. But my story is this scientifically and historically accurate feminist Victorian horror biography. It's high concept. It's very high concept. Someone, I can't remember who, gave me this beautiful old camera, and I was using it for my Tintin photo shoot. I guess I'll put a photo of that somewhere around here. Love it. I don't know if I'd ever use it. Apparently it's still functional, but I don't know how to, use traditional film. Well, I did in high school. I did some lessons on that. But I don't have a dark room. And do they even sell the fluid that you use to print or develop the film? I don't know. I guess they have to. There's a Monstera plant. Did I buy it because it's called a Monstera plant? Maybe. But yes, it ties into my 80s kind of Miami Vice-esque theme. So I got the pinks and greens. This is Fernando, my little flamingo. This couch, found it on the side of the road as well. I know, I'm disgusting. The only thing wrong with it was some tears here, which I've just roughly stitched together. Maybe I'll do some proper patchwork on it, but does the job. No one notices. Love this recliner. Again, found that on Gumtree. And over here we have my little... It was an outdoor dining set that my mother bought me. And it's fine. Gets the job done. And she also bought me these little pink flamingos because she knows I love me some mingos. And this is the Razer Siren Mini. Yes, I've gone nuts on pink since I detransitioned. My brother bought me a Yeti microphone. I used that for years and years. But the sound quality was not great. This is so much better, and I paid half the price for it. Well, I guess I didn't pay for the first one because that was a gift. Anyway, you know what I mean. This TV used to belong to a friend of mine, Dean, and he was going to destroy it because his ex-girlfriend bought it for him, and then she joined a cult. So he was so mad he wanted to destroy it. And then I said, this is while I was living with him, said, I'm poor, could I have it please? So he let me have it, and I used to have some speakers here that my mother bought me to improve the sound quality. It's not so bad. It would be nice to have a new TV, but also I can't justify it because this TV does its job. It's not amazing, but it's fine. It's fine. I found this on the side of the road, and I do plan on sanding it and painting it, but again, when you're an adult, where do you find the time for these things? His little McLaren remote control car, because hell yeah, it was $10 at Kmart. Why not? It's fun. This is my mother's laptop that she let me borrow when I was without a laptop for a while there. And I had to upgrade the hard disk drive to a solid state drive. And it ran mostly okay, but now I have this beautiful Nitro, which is very fancy. I've never had a gaming laptop before. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've never had a gaming laptop before, but love it. I didn't realize how much time I was wasting when I was editing and just waiting for things to load and render. So now, I think I can get videos and podcasts out a lot faster than ever before. This figurine. It's a reaction figure, so it's supposed to be made in the style of the old sort of 70s, 80s toys. It's really quite a beautiful sculpt. They've done a very good job there. Little security camera here so that I can always check in on my house and make sure no one's breaking in ever again. And yes, some more Christine merchandise. This I found on Etsy. I don't know who the artist is, but I think that's the kind of poster they always should have had. It's hard to light this. There we go. That's the kind of poster they should have had. That real 50s vintage horror kind of poster. Right, the one in my garage, that's the one they actually used. And it's fine. These curtains are actually just held up with those 3M hooks. Does the job. Oh, and over here, these are my little Saab die casts, as I was mentioning before. We got two 900s. I love 900s. I think they're my favorite car in the whole world. And the middle one is a 96, which I also love. They were a 2-stroke engine. Very interesting. My brother gave me this screen that he used to have. Oh yeah, and this chair. Also, someone in my apartment block was just throwing it out. This desk I did pay for brand new, actually. You know what? I do buy some things. They're not all found on the side of the road or Gumtree or gifts. Shitty knives. I wish I had better knives. This beautiful little green teapot. Got that at a swap meet. I just love it. I can't drink as much tea as I used to. I used to drink so much tea, but now it gives me reflux. So maybe a couple of times a week. Cast iron. I will not cook a steak in anything other than cast iron. Not much else to show here, although that's where the neon light ended up in my new place. P-place. Oh, that's the dream. The dream. Fridge. It's just dairy and meat. Dairy and meat. What do we got here? So that's mince, that's pork belly, some liver, jerky, halloumi. You can't be gloomy if you got halloumi. Eggs. I go through a lot of eggs. As many eggs as Gaston. And here, with my steak, I have a particular way of doing things. So I leave it open like this. I salt it. I'll leave it there for a few days. So that's basically dry aging it the Bogan way. And then I'll just cook the outside for about a minute on the absolute highest heat I can achieve. I love them rare. Not a lot in my pantry because I eat everything fresh. I can't eat anything that's sort of manufactured or preserved. Oh yeah, so basically down here it's now storage for sewing machines and my filing cabinet. Yeah, just not a lot there actually. I've only got 3 bowls, 3 plates, all of that. Some of them are in the sink. Canned foods, I can at least have canned fish and stuff. Yeah, gelatin and protein powder. They're really good for making any sort of like pancakes and bread, those sorts of things. So I keep it as interesting as I can. There's some apple cider vinegar which I use for my bone broth. I am not one of those really obsessive carnivores. It only has to be meat and nothing else. Look, I like flavor. I'm going to put some spices in there. It doesn't make me sick. Apple cider vinegar is essential to make bone broth. So yeah, if I can tolerate it, I'll eat it. That's my rule. I've got a little tea chest. It's hard to find these tea chests. I love them. They're so handy. But I haven't painted it yet. I should get around to that. And some coffee, which is decaf, because, well, that's the main cause of the reflux. So that's about everything, and it's a cute little place. It's a shame it's not in the best area, so I probably will be moving when my lease is up, depending on if I get into my automotive course and where that is. But yeah, I think it looks cute at least. And see you, Space Cowboy.